Our planet is a world of water. From space it glows like a brilliant blue marble, a testament to the vast, life-giving oceans that cover more than 2/3 of its surface. These great bodies of water are not merely empty expanses. They are the cradle of life on Earth, a dynamic and powerful force that shapes our climate, our weather, and the very air we breathe. For millennia, humanity has looked to the sea with awe, respect, and reliance. It has been a source of sustenance, a highway for exploration, a wellspring of inspiration. Its rhythmic tides echo the steady beat of our own hearts. The ocean is the planet's blue heart, pumping life through its currents. The health of our world is linked to the health of our seas. But this vital system is now facing a threat of unprecedented scale. What is this pervasive threat we call marine pollution? It is the introduction of harmful substances or energy into the ocean. From human activities, in amounts and forms nature cannot absorb. It disrupts the balance of marine ecosystems. Not a single problem, but a complex web of many. A discarded plastic bottle drifting on the surface. Invisible chemicals dissolved in seawater. Sources span nearly every aspect of life on land. About 80% of marine pollution originates on land. A bag dropped on a city street is washed into a storm drain, travels by river, and reaches the open ocean. We categorize sources as point and non-point. Point sources, industrial effluent and oil infrastructure leaks. Non-point sources, stormwater, agricultural runoff, and airborne fallout. Currents carry debris and toxins across borders. The ocean connects us all. Understanding these pathways is the first step to lasting solutions. Of all the pollutants defiling our oceans, plastic is the most visible emblem of our throwaway culture. A material invented just over a century ago, it transformed our world with versatility and durability. Yet those same traits devastate the marine environment. Plastic does not rot and return to the soil. It persists for hundreds, even thousands of years. Under sun and surf, it shreds into smaller pieces. A confetti of microplastics now permeating every ocean corner, from surface waters to the deepest sediments. An estimated 1 garbage truck of plastic enters the ocean every minute. Single-use bottles, bags, and food wrappers dominate the waste stream, along with larger debris like ghost fishing gear. Currents corral debris into massive gyres. Not solid islands, but a toxic, soupy mix life must navigate. The harm is direct, entanglement that maims and kills. Rings and loops cut into the flesh of seals and sea lions. Turtles ensnared, unable to dive for food. Seabirds trapped by discarded strings and ribbons. Ingestion is another horror. Bags mimic jellyfish. Whales, dolphins, and seabirds mistake plastic for food. False fullness, malnutrition, internal injuries, slow starvation. Microplastics sponge up pesticides and industrial toxins. These toxins biomagnify in larger fish, and in us. Beyond plastic, a more insidious threat lurks beneath the waves. Chief among them is agricultural runoff, nutrients and chemicals washed into rivers and coasts. Excess nitrogen and phosphorus fuel explosive algal blooms. At times, red or brown tides visible from space. When blooms die, bacteria consume oxygen, creating vast dead zones where most life cannot survive. Oil spills are dramatic and devastating forms of chemical pollution. From tankers to offshore rigs to pipelines, failures release vast quantities of crude. Seabirds coated, mammals poisoned, sunlight blocked by slicks. Oil's complex toxins cause disease and death across food webs. The aftermath can linger for decades, sinking to smother seafloors. Surface cleanup helps, but heavier fractions persist out of sight. Disasters like Deepwater Horizon reveal the immense risks we bear. Fishing and tourism suffer. Coastal economies buckle. The costs ripple through communities for years. Long-term toxins work into sediments and life cycles. Prevention is far cheaper than recovery. Safer energy systems and stronger safeguards are essential. When we reduce inputs, the ocean begins to heal. Every action upstream shapes the sea downstream. In many places, the ocean is treated as a convenient toilet. Untreated or poorly treated sewage is a major source of pollution. It carries pathogens, drugs, cleaners, and microplastics. These introduce harmful bacteria and viruses into the sea. Contaminated beaches lead to infections and illness. Filter feeders can accumulate dangerous pathogens and toxins. Consuming contaminated shellfish can be severe. Investing in treatment infrastructure protects public health and coasts. Industrial waste adds heavy metals and persistent pollutants. Even in minute amounts, These substances are highly toxic and long-lived. Minamata Bay showed how methylmercury moved through seafood to devastate human health. Regulations help, but where enforcement is lax, harm continues. Stronger oversight and cleaner production are urgent. Industry can innovate. Our oceans need it. For centuries, waste was cast into the ocean, out of sight, out of mind. Dredged material, sewage sludge, and industrial refuse were dumped offshore. Even radioactive and chemical wastes were sealed and sunk. Treaties curbed the worst practices, yet corroding legacies still leak. Illegal dumping persists. Sediments can smother seafloor life. Pollution also rains down from the atmosphere. Airborne contaminants travel vast distances to the sea. Sulfur and nitrogen oxides form acid rain, lowering surface pH and stressing calcifiers. Corals, clams, and shelled plankton struggle to build. Mercury from coal plants rides the wind, deposits at sea, and becomes toxic methylmercury in food webs. Our energy choices on land shape the safety of seafood worldwide. The most immediate impacts are heartbreakingly visible: entanglement and oil-coated wildlife. Beyond individual tragedies, ecosystems begin to unravel. Contaminants disrupt reproduction and cause genetic damage. Habitat loss triggers cascading biodiversity declines. Toxins like mercury and PCBs biomagnify, threatening those who rely on seafood. Risks include neurological harm and developmental problems. Pollution closes beaches, fuels toxic blooms, and collapses fish stocks. Jobs vanish. Local economies strain. Cleanup costs soar into the billions. Pollution degrades blue carbon habitats, releasing stored carbon and weakening climate defenses. Harm to plankton reduces the ocean's capacity to absorb CO2. The ocean's health is inseparable from our own, ecologically, economically, and morally. While the crisis is daunting, it is not insurmountable. We have the knowledge, technology, and ingenuity to turn the tide. Solutions require action from people, business, and policy. Reduce single-use plastics and shift to a circular economy. Refill, repair, and recycle rather than discard. Ban problematic items and redesign products to truly biodegrade. Invest in waste management and sanitation, especially where lacking. Adopt sustainable agriculture and enforce strict discharge rules. Improve oil safety and accelerate the transition to wind and solar. Expand marine protected areas to let life recover and replenish stocks. Change begins with the choices of individuals. Choose reusables and refuse disposables. Speak up, at home, in your community, and to leaders. Support solutions and restore habitats. The ocean has given us life. Now it asks for our help. The time to act is now.